Hello, this is Miranda, and this is my project for DAT181. I started by looking at New York City data, and I found parking data, and I was able to find my own registration. So that's what intrigued me. Um, I was able to check the tickets that I got from the last year. So what I did was I used a query to get the information. I got the violation codes, violation county, and the issuer precinct number, and I loaded the data as a CSV package. And the question that I wanted to ask and find out was what was the distribution of parking violations across each borough. I wanted to see if there was a difference between how serious the parking violations were in each borough. So I needed to prepare my data. But before that, I decided to check the unique values in each parking violation just to see if there's any patterns. And also, I did it for the violation county to check any patterns. I noticed that the numbers were not matching up, so I needed to clean up the data by myself. So here I am cleaning the data. Um, I categorize each level of how serious the tickets were, depending on how much the amount and how much it disturbed the peace, some say. So I got them from this website, the New York City government website, where it just shows the tickets and the how much each ticket were. So I categorized them by serious, less serious, and serious. Um, the next thing I went and explored was the precinct numbers and the location. And so I used this website to check where each precinct was, the location of the precinct, and it showed me where the locations were of each precinct, and therefore I could categorize each precinct based on the borough. So that's what I did right here. I categorize and transform my data. So that means I added another column to my accounts. To my parking data. I also did it for the the values in the county because they turned out that they were different. So while doing this, I wanted to see if there was any difference between each borough, and I found that the number was 65,018. So this number means that those boroughs do not match up. The precinct number that was recorded did not match the violation number that was recorded. And I wanted to figure out why that was happening. My original intent was to figure out how serious it was, but I got distracted and I went where my data took me. My data took me to graph how many times the boroughs had had the pairs that had a difference between my data. So I named them Borough 1 and Borough 2, and I wanted to check how many times they did not match up. It was 65,018, but I wanted to explore why was the reason that they did not match up. So I graphed a group and I checked how many instances each time they did not matched. So the data shows, I could clearly see where the discrepancy was, and I decided to go back and graph how serious each borough, how many number of violations it had. So here's the data. I couldn't really find any concrete evidence that there was a lot of data. Maybe Brooklyn had the seriousness level was lower, and Manhattan had more serious parking violations. Queens had the most, based on the distribution, but no real concrete examples. Yeah, so when looking through my data, I found out that the parking ticket per people wrote down New York incorrectly. It used it universally, and that's why the violation location and the violation county was different. And based on the data, I could see that it was when it was Manhattan. Manhattan was incorrectly labeled. So future, I wanted to further explore where I should put the resources for each borough if there was a very serious violations, but there was it was consistent. That was the end of my project.